Welcome back to the Reading Loons podcast. I'm your host, Holly,
And I'm Jordan.
and today we have a very special guest with us, author CE Ricci. Hello. Thank you for
Yay!
having me. This is so exciting. We're just glad you said yes.
Our very first
As
guest.
if I would say no.
At the last minute, who can we get?
I'm
CE
always
Ricci.
available. Well, now. Ask me a month ago and I would have been like, no. So, wrong.
Perfect. It was perfect timing all around.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
It really worked out
Okay.
because it was, we could ask Chelsea, and then it was, let me ask Chelsea, and then it was, I can do it. No asking
All
necessary. All at the same time. I saw it. I'm like, do you need me to help you? I can. I was like,
Yes,
I don't have
please.
anything going on.
This
Actually,
is
yes.
perfect. And also because segue, like you're part of the reason that I know Holly and like there's a whole
Mm.
story behind all of this.
Yes.
Which I'll start with. So so Chelsea was one of the first, or Iced Out was like maybe my third or fourth MM book that I ever read. I'd read a few MM hockey books, and then I read Iced Out. I was reading it at a Polycon, and you were there.
Mhm.
And I remember we chatted for a minute or something, and you were like, "Oh, I have one copy left." So
Mhm.
for the second part of the signing, I ran to your table to go get that copy. This very copy
This is
of Iced
it is
Out.
right there.
That is right there. Yeah. So I read that. And then this is the most embarrassing moment I have ever had on Bookstagram. And I've since done some other embarrassing things, but this was like peak embarrassing moment on Bookstagram. I posted a review of Caught Stealing right after it came out. So it was doing pretty well for me at baby Bookstagrammer at the time. Everyone wanted to know about Caught Stealing, and I had this review up. And then you dropped in my comments and you were like, that quote, I don't know whether I said that. Because I always put a quote on my reviews. And I was like, hold on, and went in my Kindle and looked it up. And it was not a quote from your book. It was a quote from, oh gosh, what was it? Some
It was a
romantasy.
fantasy.
It was a
Yeah.
romantasy book, yeah, because I used the same template for everything, and I just
Mhm.
replaced pieces, and I left this quote in there. It was a good quote.
It was a great quote. It just didn't
It was a
belong to
great
Caught
quote,
Stealing.
and I was like, "Oh my god, gotta what do I do?" So I archived the review and put it back up. But yeah, it was I
Well,
don't think I said that.
that's like the worst part too, because I saw that it was doing well, but I saw people commenting about the quote, and I was like, "Oh no!" I was like,
"Oh,
"This."
that quote convinced
I
me
was
to
like,
read the book."
"No, this is bad," and I felt so bad doing it, but I was like, "But
You
that's
said
not
it in
something that."
such a nice way, though. You were like, "I wish I don't remember
I
exactly what
like
you
it was.
said,
Yeah, I
but."
was like, I wish I wrote that, but I don't think I did. Oh
You
yeah,
were
but that
saying you'd looked it up to see if you said
yeah,
it.
I
Just in
did. I
case.
did. I did. And because I wanted to be sure, and I was like, I don't think I said this. And no,
No,
she
I
sent
didn't.
the screenshot to me and was like, "Did I write this?" Because I This
went
was the
back
days that
today and
I was like looking because I wanted to find this conversation, and it was like, "Did I write this?" And I was like, "That's really poetic."
it would have. I honestly think it
Like,
would have worked in your.
maybe not that one.
Maybe
Maybe a
not that
different
one,
one.
but in general, I feel like you
Mhm.
could have written it,
Oh yeah.
but you did not.
And in your
Oh.
defense, I do remember when we were talking about it, because this was our conversation was, well, did I write this? I don't know. Did you write this? Well, should I bring it to her attention? I don't know. Maybe we just leave it. I don't know. Maybe I missed the trick. But in your defense,
Yeah.
it really was, like, very Phoenix. Like,
It could've
it could
Yeah.
have been.
maybe been, yeah. Like, no
Like,
one was catching on. People were like,
no.
"Ooh, like, that works."
Yeah,
But, yeah,
like,
people were definitely commenting on the quote.
oh,
Yeah. And that was the
Yeah.
reason I was like, I better say something just in
Yeah.
case.
It's
Especially
the
because like it's
Post-it
what it's just
when
one
I
of those things.
the
reposted it, it
screenshot.
still did well, so it was fine. Yeah, I
Mhm.
have it in my archives, like, the actual post still exists, like, I could I
I
could
like when
put
it
it
pops
back.
up and I send it
Yeah,
to you. And I'm
every
like, "Happy
year.
friendiversary.
Yes.
Yeah,
Happy
Yes.
friendiversary."
yes, yeah. So,
Oh man.
And
to
now here
to
we are.
start, and now here we
Yes.
are.
And now here we are.
Um, so I will be asking the majority of the questions today because Holly is too close to this
She knows
situation.
everything.
She knows everything.
I'll interject when I
Um,
can.
Feel free to interject. There are some questions about Holly on this list. But I'm taking the reins today. So,
Okay.
first question, because I don't actually know any of this stuff. So I'm very curious. Why did you start writing? Tell us a little bit about your background and I guess t- for those of you who don't know her, who doesn't know you, but like what are tell us a little about your books and like the vibes of the
Let's see.
books.
Okay. Well, books and vibes, definitely. I write lots of sports romance, varying levels of angst, but usually the characters are going to do something to make you feel something, whether it's good or bad, whether that's defined as angst or tension or sadness or whatever it may be. I do have some just general contemporary outside of my sports romance, but mostly known for the sports. I started writing again, honestly, when COVID hit. I was working at an architecture firm in Denver, and my hours were like cut back. Like we were still technically like the what did they call it? Like necessary or like
Oh yeah,
people, you
essential
know,
workers.
essential workers. That's what it was. Yeah. So I was still an essential worker, but my hours were like cut by a quarter. So I had lots of spare time and I had started writing a little bit before that happened, just for fun. But I was like, well, why not? Let's just kind of see what happens. And, here we are. Obviously a lot
Works.
happened in between now and then. But
Right.
that's kind of like the gist of like the actual publishing. But I've been writing on and off since God, 7th grade, maybe? I
Oh
mean,
my gosh.
I wrote, like, an entire book in high school that was, like, 90,000 words that will never see the light of day. So bad.
Well, not
Holly
gonna read.
Holly's like, "What?"
What? What? Where did that come from?
Yeah. Yeah, that one person that read that book, and I remember I even had it, like, printed out, like, I would go to school, and every time I
Aw.
finished a chapter, I'd, like, print it out and, like, give it to my friend to read. But yeah, I mean, I have, like, lots of, like, unfinished projects that will never see the light of day. A lot of it was MF. I mean, it was
Okay.
all MF until Follow the River, actually. Um, but it's just, it was all, like college stuff too, so a lot of it was very Leighton U coded,
Mhm.
just straight romances, which, I find them boring now.
Moved away from that.
But yeah, so
Um,
that's kind of the gist of it.
the origin.
The origin
Uh,
story of CE Ricci.
yes. So, I know I mentioned this to Holly ahead of time, and I think y'all discussed it and didn't know the answer, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. How do you know Holly, and how did you become friends?
We tried to work
I
this one out.
We did try to
You're
work
trying to
this
go back
out.
in time.
I think I mean, it had to start with just a DM. Like, it had to have started somehow
Started with a
with, like,
DM.
she tagged me in a story or something and we got to talking. Holly swears that it's when she asked me to do These Vow Secrets with the Wanderlust box, but I wouldn't have said yes if we weren't friends prior. So
Yeah,
that's
just some
kind of like
rando jumping in your DMs to make a
so
special
Think
edition.
I know
but
that we,
I
like Go,
It
sorry.
was early on, though, like, it was early on. I probably only had up to "Don't You Dare" out when we became friends. It wasn't
Oh, yeah,
before
it
I
was
left
it was
Colorado, but it was around that time.
yeah, it was pre-iced
So,
out.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
so
no, then, yeah, I guess you're right. No, I think okay, I think it was around the iced out time because I'm gonna really, like, dig into our friendship for a second. I was at my
Dig
brother's
in.
in Colorado,
mhm,
town not named, and I posted an Instagram story, and, like, we had, like, chatted a bit before
mhm,
that. And I posted an Instagram story and you literally like responded to it and you were like, if you live there and I did not know this
before I left. That's what it
before I
was, yeah.
left. And then from there, we kind of started talking. And that was like right after or right before Iced Out came out.
Mhm, that sounds right.
And then we like chatted and I asked about these vile secrets. And then we weren't like besties then, I guess,
Mhm.
obviously. And then we both went to that Bad Omens concert
In Asheville, and
in
that's when it
Asheville.
really yeah.
And then we were
Right.
like, "Hey, how about I fly to Detroit and we go to a baseball game?"
Mhm,
We'd met each other once.
mhm,
I
in
mean,
person. We
that's
texted
how
a
these
lot
things
and
work.
We'd
yeah.
That's how these things work.
and
I have
then
definitely done
rest is
crazy
history.
things like that with strangers I've met online at this point, so
Yeah.
not even weird.
No.
No.
I mean,
And
isn't that what all book cons are? Literally
Yeah,
just
it's like
like
you're just hanging out with a bunch of strangers you talk to online, and it's amazing, so
yeah.
yeah, and then you
I'm
go
gonna get
on cross country road trips with them.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I've gone
Oh,
to other countries to meet
Yeah,
people. So, yeah,
it's it's true.
totally
I've
normal.
also I've also done that now. Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
no, but
it's not weird.
I think that's it. I think
No, that sounds right. That feels
something like
It
that.
was a Colorado Instagram story or
yeah.
did
Yeah,
TikTok had stories?
it was
I
a
don't know.
brewery specifically.
Mhm.
You should meet there and do, like, I don't know, something
Well,
Well, maybe
we
if I
could.
as
do move back to
your
Denver.
friend-iversary.
Yeah. We don't even know
Uh,
when that is though.
Fair.
go back into your archives. You can
That's
find
fair.
it. It'll
It's
take
like
a
4
long
years ago.
time, but
It's 4
yeah,
years
Takes
ago.
so long. It would take so long.
We talk
it would
so
take so
much.
long.
We talk
Yeah.
like, I am a very bad texter, and Chelsea will absolutely, like, I don't respond, but I do respond to her, like,
Aw.
more than anyone else.
More or less. If it goes like
You
5 days, I start to get concerned, but
you've now found that I'm
You
terrible at
are a
texting.
terrible texter.
I'm bad.
I feel like you're my, like, punishment, honestly, for being a bad texter. I'm like,
It's
"Jordan,
giving it back to you.
do you
I mean,
think?"
you just have to try me in, like, 3 different places and you'll catch me eventually. You just
I
have
do
to
that,
yeah,
though.
and you will, yeah, you'll message me and then you'll DM me and
Do
then,
that.
yeah, eventually you'll tag me in a story. Yeah, you'll find me eventually.
SOS Jordan. Check your texts.
Yeah.
Chelsea just ends up FaceTiming me usually.
Yeah.
Oh, I would ignore that
Like,
as well.
"Where are you?"
Just I never actually answer my phone. I'll look at it and be like,
"No,
not, not gonna do it.
no."
Oh, whew. We went off the rails immediately. Okay,
Yep.
next question.
It's fine.
um, most of your books are sports romances. We've talked about that, or angsty contemporary. If you could write in another romance genre, what would it be, and how do I get you to write me a detective book?
A detective book is very, very
Specifically.
specific.
I'm in my
Specifically.
detective era, so just trying to add to
Well,
my
it's funny that you say that because I actually just started watching Young Sherlock last night.
see.
But um, I think a different genre is definitely like and I do intend to write this, hopefully, if I have the chops for it. We'll see. Um, like an urban fantasy.
Ooh, yes. Okay, I'm
So
good with that too.
urban fantasy is definitely because I love to read urban fantasy. So
Yes.
that, and I have an idea that I came up with when I was in London last year with my mom, and I was like, yeah, no, I really want to write this. So we'll see. We don't promise things anymore. That's what we've
Don't
learned.
promise
And by
things, but if you could, you that's what you would do. If you were
yeah,
gonna write
definite.
outside of it. These are
Yeah, if I were
hypotheticals, not anything definite.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
It's
We s
definitely yeah, but it's not like your typical, like, paranormal, like, vampires and werewolves or shifters or anything like that. Like, it's different than
Ooh,
that, but yeah, it's something that I'm excited about, though, so I think I will write it, but it's just, like, when is the question, or how long will it take, because that is just such a different type of world building. Like, it's still
that's true,
obviously
yeah.
set in the real world, but there are, like, quote, unquote, like, magical or, like, paranormal elements that, like, how do you shape it? And that's gonna be
Yeah,
something that will take a little bit of time to mold, I think, so,
I'm here for
yeah.
it. I'm ready for that. Yes,
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 Holly.
Holly?
Can I say one thing about
Yeah.
it? It is very up my alley if it ever happens.
Yeah.
It's
I
very up my alley.
it's a super fun idea, and I am very excited about it. So, my friend Becca is actually coming up, the fairy plot mother, plug her in there. She's great, and so
Hey,
I'm gonna
Becca.
have her kind of about some ideas and like try to build a world with her, because she like that is literally her
Ooh,
job. Like, she does this for authors, so any authors listening, like, if you need somebody
cool.
to kind of run through all these different things, she has a service for that. You can hire her and you can kind of work it out. So that's kind of on my agenda for the next couple weeks, even if it's not what I'm going to write, if that makes
Just
sense.
to
Like,
get
I'm writing
ideas.
something completely different, but just to kind of start thinking about it and building it more, though, that my brain space isn't taken up by Leighton.
That's so cool that that's a job. I didn't know that
Hmm.
existed as
Yeah.
a thing. Well,
Yeah.
add that to our list, Holly. We haven't done
Hey,
Yeah.
that.
Becca.
I bet Becca
Hey,
would do
Becca.
this. So,
I bet she
Yeah,
would.
how cool would that
Okay.
be?
yeah.
Hey, Becca.
Um, so kind of going along with this, like other things you might want to write. Can you talk about the difference between what you want to write and what's marketable? Because I know that is like a big thing for a lot of authors. Like
Yeah.
actually getting selling books is kind of
Yeah.
part of it.
Well, I guess I can tell a story
Ooh, yes,
about the
please.
Leighton U series. So the reality of it is that Caught Stealing is not the book it was supposed to be. Um, Caught Stealing was meant to be a love triangle cheating trope.
Oh.
Like, whole full chest, Kaysen and Holden were meant to be in a relationship, and Phoenix was meant to be the interloper. The premise of like what happened prior was the same, but it was meant to be straight up just yeah. But
They're out.
coming off, like, when I planned the tropes of the series and kind of how the dynamics were going to be for that, I and then Iced Out came out, and then Iced Out did what it did. So that idea, after the success of Iced Out, I sat down with Jackie, and I remember I was in Turks and Caicos having a breakdown. I'm like, "Jackie, I can't do this the way I wanna do it." Not like an actual breakdown, but, like, it's my own little
It's
versions of
your
crash outs.
yeah, yeah.
We'll
It's
come
my
back to
Sid the
that,
Sloth
actually.
moments.
I want to come back to
Um
that in a minute.
So, she's like, "No, you can't." She's like, "I didn't wanna tell you what to do, but you can't, because market-wise, you're going to take this series and drop it off a cliff." And I still, depending on who you ask, did. So, with the way I did write it. But so that kind of, it does play in a factor, and then whether or not it's I choose to write the story that way, or whether it's to take the book out of the series entirely, because
Uh-huh.
I had to do that with book 4. Book 4 was not supposed to be Theo and Madden. It was meant to be a rivals to lovers, different teams, but it was meant to be a lot
Oh.
higher angst. It wasn't meant to be a stepbrother book. The characters themselves were pulled out, and Theo and Madden replaced them. It was meant to be Beckett, who is Keen's teammate in the epilogue of Don't You Dare. the picture.
Oh,
It's supposed to be
wow.
him and someone else. Um,
So
so
completely different.
the tie-ins are insane. The way like all these characters connect to each other. But
Yes.
yeah, it was supposed to be a completely different book, completely different storyline. I was like, oh, this is too high angst. And then obviously Fake Shot happened and that didn't really end up mattering for the angst level of the series. Um but
Yeah.
it's just like it's trying to kind of keep the reader expectation at the same level, I guess, in the same place. And that does kind of make things shift and move. Obviously, all these changes were decided prior to for the change for book 4 was made after Ice Out was finished and I reread it and I was like, okay, we need to change the names of these characters and pull them out. The caught stealing one obviously happened as I was writing caught stealing and had to scrap a ton of words. Um, but it does definitely play a factor. Now that the series is over, I'm gonna go write
Do you
something that I
feel
don't
free?
care about the
Yeah.
marketability. Yeah, like, I'm just gonna go write what I wanna write because I think I
I
deserve
love
it.
that. Yeah, you
So,
do. You do. We wanna
yeah.
see what you wanna write too. I
Yeah,
do.
so it's very freeing to, like, because it's at the end of the day, like, I want readers to want to read the books, but I
Mhm.
also need to enjoy what I'm doing in my craft. So, it's a little bit of a balance. I think I found finally after 5 books, found the balance in Fake Shot. It's sad. I mean, I kind of found the balance in book 4. I also had to change a few things of the plot line with that one that I didn't want to change for marketability purposes. But that was more because I backed myself into a corner with Theo being a bi awakening. If he was already bi, what I wanted to do would have worked, but it didn't. So it all shifts and changes. It's a
Yeah.
very it's like a very organic like being, I guess, a series like this.
Just like
I know some people very much plot everything out. I had just very rough ideas and they evolved and changed and grew as I made decisions prior. Sometimes they worked in my favor, sometimes they did not. So, it just depends.
it works out. It works out in the end.
Yes.
Sometimes they led to a full crash out.
Yes. They often lead to full crash outs.
So
Sid
I
the
wanted
sloth.
to circle back to Chelsea's crash outs because when she says crash out, it's not it's not a normal like tears, upset, game over. It is okay. So very specifically in the movie Ice Age,
My
when
daughter's been watching that on repeat, so
perfect, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm gonna know what you're
When
talking about.
Sid the Sloth finds the last dandelion, you know how he goes through the whole gambit of emotions? And
Yes.
it's the dandelion. It's the last one. It starts with they left without me. Stress. The last dandelion. Everything's great. Eats the last dandelion. Things are still going well. Gets chased by rhinos. Ice Age rhinos. And everything is bad. And if
Yeah.
she can text me in the middle of writing something at like 3 words, and I'm like, okay, Sid, I can tell exactly where we are in the Sid the Sloth crash out. And I typically
Oh,
send me and Monty have sent the same ones before. The same gif of whatever part of the Sid the Sloth crash out is happening at that time.
yeah. I can't even deny it. It is so funny
Yeah.
now because sometimes I will just send her the portion
Sid
of
the
the
Sloth.
GIF of where I'm
Mhm.
at because I'm just like, hey, here's where we are. And I think the funniest part is too is like the crash outs don't actually like I know some authors like have this very specific like sequence that they go through of like, I love this book until this percent, and then I hate everything and want to throw it all away. That is not me. It can happen at any point.
Any
So, like,
moment.
for Fake Shot, I didn't have a crash out until I hit 90K, which never
Oh,
happens. We
wow.
never make it that far.
No,
So, I'm like, I'm doing great. And then all of a sudden, it was like 3 days straight of crash outs. And I'm
You
like,
jinxed it.
yeah, it was bad. I was
nobody
like, oh
cares about Sid the
no,
Sloth for 3 days.
nobody cares. No. It
Oh,
was
that's
bad.
funny.
Okay,
But
sorry.
it's just I talk myself in circles. I think that I'm an author who just I overthink everything because I am as a person so analytical in the way that I do things, the way I read, like, just whatever it might be. So every way that a reader could pick my book apart I've already done it 8 times over.
Oh, I
So it's not like a bad thing. Like it makes me so I don't really have plot holes. That's a great thing, right?
oh, yeah, well,
But
yeah, there you go.
I also sit there and like will pick apart and question their decision making process because I know readers will do the same thing.
Not this
So
reader, just
Not
so
Jordan.
you know. No.
Jordan's like straight vibes. Let's go.
Yes, love the vibes. This is amazing. We've already discussed this extensively, so.
We have
Yes.
actually. Sorry, that was a tangent, but everyone needed to know about Sid the Sloth.
I mean, that was
That's
part of your
fair.
process. That was a good question, Holly.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. So the next question, I know this started something. You mentioned on a live recently something about Omegaverse, which someone
I
DM'd
don't know.
me about and was like, "See, Ricci is talking about Omegaverse. Like, you need to know about this." So, on that topic,
I got it.
Holly and I are both big Omegaverse fans. I need to know if your books were set in Omegaverse, what designation would each of your characters be? Go.
We we literally
We did this.
she was
You
asking me
have a
about this.
list.
We literally did homework. I have them right here. We did homework because I don't know anything about Omegaverse. I read exactly one and I did not enjoy it.
So Holly helped with this.
So she can tell
Yes.
you their designations, and I can tell you a little bit of why.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect.
And
This is this is good.
I still question one of them, but we'll
We'll
go
get
through
Jordan's
it.
opinion.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah, I can be a tiebreaker.
Do them in
So,
couples.
oh god, okay.
Do them in
This is going
couples.
to be fun cuz so I
You didn't
have
write them in couples.
No, I wrote them in their designation. So I have River is an Omega and Rain is an Alpha. I have
Yeah.
Roman is an Omega and Hale is an Alpha. This is a common theme.
Okay,
Uh
okay,
Easton is an Omega and Cannon is an Alpha. Keen is
okay.
an Omega, Aspen is an Alpha.
Definitely, yes.
Definite.
Quentin and Oakley are both alphas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That
Um
that makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Phoenix is
Yes.
an alpha and Holden is a beta.
Yes. Okay.
Holden does not give Omega.
No,
No,
definitely beta.
no.
Yep,
No.
definitely
Um
beta.
Kaysen is an Omega, Hayes is an alpha.
Mhm. Yep. This is easy. This is not
See,
hard.
Matt
okay, but I like
Ma-
the Case and Hayes one because it is like reverse.
Yes,
You
it is.
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Yeah, I like
Okay.
that.
Continue.
I don't get it, but I'm glad you guys get it.
No, this makes
Continue.
perfect sense so far. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Madden is an alpha. We waffled with Theo, but we ultimately put Theo as an omega.
Okay. Yeah, I could
Do,
see that being, I don't know, not
oh,
beta.
but do you think Alpha? I
I don't
don't.
know. You think
I
Omega?
think I think that Theo has I think Theo has him by the balls.
That is very
Hmm.
true.
Like,
This is the one that I
Maybe
don't
this could be
agree.
one of these like latent alpha things where or latent omega or something. I don't know. You've read Alessandra Hazard's where they like change designations and stuff. So I don't know. Something weird's going on there. That one's
Um,
definitely a puzzler.
this is the one I don't agree with. She says Camden's an alpha. I don't agree. Logan is definitely an omega. I will agree with that.
Okay.
But I think Camden also feels like an omega. Um, and the
Ooh.
last one is
Ooh.
Avery and Caleb are both betas.
Avery and Caleb are both betas
Okay.
for sure. So, but the
So there
problem
was
here
just
is
those two that kind of felt like I don't know
I
entirely, but I don't know enough about it to know for sure. So
I also
Yeah,
can't give
we'll
my
give you some
backing
homework if you need
yet.
to if you need to read some more Omegaverse. That was
I'm tempted.
delightful. I'm going to start asking if we have more authors on, I will be asking everyone this question. Whether they want to answer it or not. Okay, moving on. So Do you read romance yourself? I know a lot of authors do not read it while they're writing it.
So I haven't read a romance, any designation really of romance in a while.
Blows my mind.
Well, that's not entirely true. I mean, like I read a MM for like a debut author for like a blurb. But like generally speaking, like if I'm gonna read for fun, I don't gravitate towards romance. I don't gravitate towards MM. I read a lot of romantasy, which is different. Like it is
That's
completely
different. Yeah.
it's very different. I can't
Yeah.
classify like romance, contemporary, and romantasy like straight up two different
No,
things.
it's a completely different
Um
vibe.
and then or I'll do just straight up like YA. I like thrillers. It just kind of depends where my mood is. I actually do enjoy reading classics. So it's usually something outside of the romance realm that I will pick up. So
What is your favorite book?
my favorite book of all time,
Yeah. Yeah. All time.
1984 by George Orwell,
Ooh, okay.
which
I
is
like that.
a little, you know,
Yeah.
on the nose
I
at this
mean, a
point,
little
but
on the nose. A little, yeah, kind of upsetting. I don't think I could read it right now because I think it would be
which
hit too
stinks
close to
because
home.
they have a really good newer, I shouldn't say new, newer audiobook that I think Andrew Garfield narrates as Winston, and
Ooh.
I would really like to listen to it, but I don't think I could listen to it right now.
No,
So
I think it would be kind of
it would
painful,
lead to
but
Sid the Sloth
yeah.
crash outs. Like we're not we
That
don't
would
need to
just
do that
cause
while
it
we're not writing.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Save that for later.
Yeah. What, Holly?
Um,
I actually did listen to that
okay.
in January.
Is it good?
Yes. Continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
Great.
Okay. I mean, I know this because you've mentioned it, but Fake Shot is the last Leighton book, correct?
Yes. Yes.
What what is next for you? We've talked about this a little bit, but can you tell
Um
us what's next?
I mean I can tell you what I'm working on is a standalone project.
Ooh.
It's a passion project. It's something that it's really funny. So I can tell you the story behind it. I'm not going to talk about what the book itself is because I've learned that I can't the more I talk about things and the more I give, the more readers are like feral for it, which is great. Like I'm happy that readers are feral for it, but it adds like this weight on my shoulders and it takes the fun out of writing it.
That's fair.
Because there's like that expectation added. And that's why I will never write another series after this because it's
It's
just
not
like
happening.
the lead up after each one is just so much that that's why Sid the Sloth crashes out. So
That's so fair. I'm also in my standalone era, so I'm all for
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So it's funny. This book I got it. The cover is pre-made off at the drop of a hat. I just saw it. I was like, I love this. I'm buying it. I have no story for it whatsoever. This was 2 years ago, mind you.
Wow.
Um, and I was like, I texted the cover designer. I'm like, I want this. Like, I'll buy it. Paid for it. Within 24 hours, I voice messaged her the entire plot for the book.
Wow. It was the
That's
cover that inspired the book.
yeah. And I mean, and that's what happened
Wow.
with Head Above Water too, which is why I'm like, okay. We all know Head Above Water is my favorite book. We all know that's the book that I'm like, yes, like
It's so
give
good.
me the feeling that I had writing that book and like after like the pride I feel in that book, I am ready to feel that again. So I'm hoping that that's what this is, which is why I am keeping it under my vest and kind of just
Okay.
like
See,
keeping
it's
it
feeling
under
good.
wraps. Yeah. And I mean, I'm already a quarter of the way done with it. It's been my like fun thing on and off in between books, like when I'm taking breaks and whatever. But I have so much for it. I have 3 different covers. I have 4 different arts. I have everything is done. Every single thing for this book, the pre-order incentive is set up. It's
Oh my
ready.
god.
Other than the book is not written. It's a quarter of the way done. So we like when it's done. I mean, I have my narrators
You're
like
just gonna go.
yeah, like the narrators are selected. I haven't booked it because obviously the book isn't done. But um And it's something that I'm so excited about. It's something different. It's something new. It's something in between the realm of like old school CE Ricci versus like Leighton.
Ooh.
And you have met one of the characters,
Oh
and that's kind
boy.
of all I'll give you.
That's something.
That's that's something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be hopefully like the beginning of like a new era. So a new era of a bunch of standalones, but they all somehow connect to each other. Like whether it's
Yeah, I like
you know
that.
the new books are connecting to new books or connecting back to backlist or anything like that. So
That's
yeah,
cool. I like that. Ah, I'm
yeah.
excited. Um, okay. Holly frequently alpha reads for you. Is she a good alpha reader?
On everything but fake shot, yes. But in her defense, every time she tried to open the document, something crazy would happen to her in life.
Oh no!
True.
It's like
So
ghosts.
yeah, so
It was
but
cursed.
yes, yeah, that it was cursed, and then go figure it ends up being her favorite one out of the whole series.
I saw that. You
Oh,
posted
Sam.
your ranking.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, she's been great. I mean, whether Holly is like just the person who is reading it, she's always the person who reads it in its messiest form. She actually sits there and is like, "Are you going to add me to the document?" I'm like, "Holly, I only have 30,000 words, and none of them are in order. What do you want from me?"
I want to see it.
um, but she wants
You
to
just want
see
to
it.
see it.
She actually loves this. I think she can correct me if I'm wrong, but like likes to see it as messy it is because you like see the evolution
Oh, that's
where we
fun.
start to where we end. Because sometimes there are things that don't make it in that she does get to read. You know,
Ooh,
things
Yeah.
that
so
are
you know all the like behind the scenes,
And I
like
also
just
not
sit
sit
even
through,
bonus
through.
scenes, the
Like,
cut scenes,
yeah.
mm-hmm,
the
And I also get
director's
to sit
cut.
through it. Like the FaceTime call of, this is my idea. What do you
mm-hmm,
think?
mm-hmm,
Like, oh, yes, this, no, this. And then I get to see it
mm-hmm,
like play out, which is always really cool because
That's
it goes
fun.
from this untangible idea to like actual words on paper.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always fun to see. And then I feel like every time I am really, really good about like the first, few chapters and then come back towards the end to like, no, no, no,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I'm not very hype girl though, I feel like.
No,
That is.
honestly, Holly leaves like the least amount of comments in the document. I think of all of my like early readers, but also we text all the time, we FaceTime. So
So
like the
you're
comments
getting
don't need to
enough.
be
Yeah.
yeah, like I know where the feedback needs to come from or where it needs to go. Like or for example, with Plain Dirty, I can't exactly what was it that I didn't want to write a certain scene and you were like, "No, Chelsea, you have to write this scene. You literally set up
Oh,
for it."
oh no, because it was like the middle of the night and you FaceTime me and you
Mhm.
were like, why? Like, why do I have
Mhm.
to write this?
Yeah.
Um, I remember I was in the bed. I had to like turn on my
It
nightlight.
was It
Um,
was like I know it was something around the mark of, like, the baseball game when Madden is behind the plate and
oh,
Phoenix starts talking shit.
it was
It's
the
it's
shit
something in
talking.
that f Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
what it
was like, "No,
was.
I was like, "No, and it has to be this exact because you didn't wanna use, like, specific wording. And I was like, "No,
Yes.
this has to involve A, B, C, D." And we were up for,
Yeah,
like, a couple more hours.
You keep her
yeah.
honest.
When it was also something like I didn't want to a lot of that book too was very much I can't destroy Phoenix as a character, and I
Yeah.
was worried with his involvement, which is literally why it got pulled into everything, because I'm like, if we need to make somebody else the bad guy that's not a main character here. Um, so lots of like decisions like this are made behind the scenes through talking with Holly or with Jackie or Monty.
Jackie.
Somebody who has Jackie is like business Jackie. She is like, no, Chelsea, you're not allowed to do that. Like she'll just straight up be like, no. I'm like, cool, okay, cool.
And
Got
I
it.
say a
Whereas
lot of things
Holly,
from, like, reader perspective. I'm like, I
Exactly.
understand that you
Yeah.
think this is going to piss people off,
But it
but
won't.
it's also going to keep people hooked.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, you need
that
both.
makes sense.
Yeah.
A little bit of
So
both.
I have people like for like certain things and just like whatever it might be, like my friend Monty, who she is the person
Hi,
like
Monty.
I sat for book 5 and I was like, Monty, why is this sweet baby Logan going to agree to fake date Camden when he hates him? I have no idea. It has to almost be his idea, but why would he? And we had so many different iterations. It's actually so funny that the place that I were originally was going to start this book is actually where it ends.
Oh, wow.
So like it's very very different than how all the iterations before of how this fake dating relationship was going to work just kind of evolves versus from the conversations I have with those three. Like it completely changes.
That's cool. That's
So
cool. It's
most of their feedback actually
yeah, it's like you're
yeah,
getting
it's
stuff from everyone. That's really neat.
yeah, and it's also just a lot of it actually happens before words are even on paper.
Oh, wow.
Because I
Just like
am an
talking it through.
outliner. Yeah, I am an
Oh, okay.
outliner because I don't write in order. So,
Mm.
the
So
first
you
thing I
need
could
that and then fill
exactly,
in the
like
blanks.
exactly. So I need somebody to give me the beginning so I can at least start to write the middle if that's where I choose to start. This book, I did choose to start in the middle because there was one scene that I knew that was going to be in the book. That was what the entire book was based on, which is the artwork that I had Tal do, which is the ice skating scene. That was the only thing I knew that'd be in this book. And I was like, okay, so how are we gonna get from the beginning to here, you know? So yeah, it's really fun. It's a really collaborative process, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. That's neat. I haven't talked to a lot of authors who do that much collaborating. That's really cool.
Huh.
Um, okay. Hopefully this is a fun question. What's the coolest thing about being an author? Cool things that you've done or accomplishments, stuff like that. What's like the peak?
I mean, I think that it's just so I mean, are we talking like success? Are we talking like
Anything, like whatever you found, you're like, "Oh, this is cool that I get to do this now that I'm an author."
I think the coolest thing like is with reader interaction specifically, like the moments where people get tattoos because of something I've written.
Yeah.
Um, or I think that I was told one time by one of my readers that somehow I think it was the duet, something from the duet ended up in their wedding vows. Um,
Oh, that's so cool.
it's stuff like that. Or the messages that I can get from readers or emails that really are touching that whether it be something about you help me work through my trauma or you kind of validated something that I was feeling. Oh, this usually happens with either the duet or Head Above Water,
Uh-huh.
because those are very emotional books, and they're very heavy, but they're also feelings that I think especially Head Above Water, if you've ever lost anybody in your life, like, you can relate to those emotions, whether it be Cannons or Easton's, like, you can kind of relate to it, so I've gotten a lot of messages like that, people who are like, "I reached back out to my estranged parent because of this book," like, things like
Oh.
that. Like, to know that I'm being impactful
Yeah,
is
you
really I
really
feel
influence someone's life.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's kind of like my peak of it. I mean, the whole getting to like live out my dream and like set my own working hours and travel to meet readers and like all that's great. But I think that having that kind of depth added to it is probably the most rewarding and my favorite part of it.
Yeah,
So,
that's cool. Love that.
yeah. Yes,
Yes,
Holly.
Holly.
Thank you. I just want to point out there that sometimes Chelsea and I will be somewhere, and I will catch her staring at my ankle, like the bottom of my leg, and be like, "I forget you have that tattoo,"
This
because
literally just happened in Nashville.
it less like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm sitting on the bed, she's staring at my leg. I forget you have that
Okay.
tattoo. My river and rain tattoo. I'm like, yeah,
Aw.
you
Yeah.
put pants on.
Because
It's
most of
because
the time she's wearing pants.
I don't ever wear like when we go to like places that are cold. Typically, like we go to New York. We went to
You gotta, yeah,
Scotland,
you
and
gotta be
like
wearing pants.
Yeah.
they're not like shorts. So
Yeah.
and like, but yeah, that does happen.
Yeah.
That's funny. Um, okay. Thinking about your characters, which one is most like you or that you put like the most of yourself into? I have several follow-ups to this. So answer that one.
I have a follow
Oh
up to that too.
God. Okay. Well, I'm gonna first of all say that every single one of my characters have some piece of me, whether it's large or small.
Yeah,
It could be something as simple as one of my favorite foods, my favorite animal, whatever it might be.
just
My
a little
go-to
of
order
everything.
at like a coffee place or something. But I think, like, realistically, the character who is the most like me is Hayes. If you
Okay.
put Hayes and Logan together into a single person, that is me. Um, but I think, yeah, I think mostly Hayes, just because like he's also demisexual, so that kind of adds. But Logan also does have a little bit of a demi vibe to him as well.
Yeah.
I don't explicitly state that, but he definitely has that kind of feel. So I would definitely say those two, but like emotionally, like Canon, like the way Canon processes his emotions is 100% me. Like it just depends in what context you want to ask it. So,
That was good. That was good. Okay, Holly, ask your question.
You go first, and I'll go last on this one.
Okay, well, the next one is which of your characters would you most want to hang out with?
um Holden. Holden.
It's gonna be fun.
I think that
Uh,
Holden would be a lot of fun.
definitely. And then which of your characters was the hardest for you to write?
Hmm. I would say in the beginning, Camden, at
Oh, wow.
first, until like I found myself in this book writing Logan's chapters very quickly, very easily. And it took me a minute to really understand Camden. Once I did, it was easy. The other one probably Kason, which is so funny because I just said I'm most like Hayes and Logan. And then their partners are the two that were the hardest to write.
That's funny.
Um, oh, I'm also a lot like Hale. Put all three of those guys together. That's
That's
me as a
yeah.
human.
I
Yeah,
love that.
I always forget Hale exists on like Hale and Roman. I'm sorry, Holly. I do forget they exist
It's
sometimes.
fun.
No one reads them. No one talks about them
It's fun.
except at the most inopportune times, like on live, asking me when I'm going to write the next book.
Oh my gosh.
Never.
So, never will I ever.
I was told not to mention it, but if you're mentioning it
Yes.
yourself, then that's okay.
Yes.
I'm not talking about it. Okay, Holly, what's your question now?
Who am I the most like?
Um, I would say Holden,
That's fair.
which makes sense why
Yeah.
he'd be the one that I would want to
Wanna
hang
hang
out
out
with.
with?
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I should have had you
I
Oh,
say that then. Yeah, that's perfect.
yeah. No, I think Holden for sure.
oh yeah. I
Yeah.
also wanted to interject because I think that like when you talk about like there's a little bit of you in each of them. As someone who depends on you for a lot in my life, emotionally and like
Aw.
as a friend,
Mhm.
I see so much of you. You are never going to get this much emotion out of me again. Just throwing that out there. I see so much of you in the the characters in your books that are very steadfast, like Canon, like
Mhm.
his like undying loyalty when he didn't have to be. Like that little
Mhm.
snippet, that is so you. And
Yeah.
like when a phoenix to Kaysen, and it's just absolute. And there's always, I feel like there's somebody in each of your books that has that like undying, like friendship is so important to me. And that is so you. Like,
Yeah.
that's
No,
something you can't say about yourself, but I can say it.
yeah.
You said it.
So,
It's
yeah,
something I know about myself just because I've done my like it's like your top trait. I forget what it's called, but it's like your top 34 or whatever traits, and my top pairing makes friendship like my
very important.
highest thing. My like loyalty is my biggest thing. So no, that does make sense. And I do, like, again, I said canon emotionally, but I guess I
Yeah.
didn't think of it in that way. I just think the way he feels his emotions, but I guess the way he's there for people too, definitely.
Just being like a very steadfast and very like reliable person.
Well,
But
thank you.
also Quentin,
Okay.
hear me out because, but also Quentin, because you very much are a fly by the seat of your pants person.
I didn't used to be this way. Before we met, I did not
It
used to be
was
this
me.
way.
Sorry, I did this to you.
You
It's the
did it.
Holden and
You
Quentin
did
of it
it.
all. No, when we met, it used to really stress her out that I really like to book a plane ticket like the day before.
Oh, I can't. No, no, no. My husband
No, I,
I
likes to
do
that's
do
it
my,
that.
now.
that's like
I
my
do it
favorite
now.
thing. Or to show up to the airport like 10 minutes before boarding. I'm like,
No.
okay.
Oh,
I
no.
also do that now.
And
You're
she
stressing
didn't.
me out right now.
I don't
Have you
pack
done?
until like the morning of
Stop.
typically.
I have a flight this weekend, and like just you talking about this is like feeling like I need to like knock on wood or something.
Hope for the
Jordan's
You're
best.
like, I'm
stressing me
going to get
out.
off this and I'm going to go pack
I'm gonna go pack
immediately.
right now.
Honestly, I'm thinking about packing right now. Ooh.
That's fair. But she wasn't like that. But now you're
So I need
very
to hang out with you more so I can get over
lose
this.
lose
there's
some
type
Yeah.
memories
A
of
and
it.
type B, and then there's something else,
You're something else, Holly.
and that's me. So
I'm type A when
it
I
is what
need
it
to
is.
be, but generally
Yeah.
speaking, not anymore.
Okay, that was my sweet friendship moment. Continue.
Okay. Now we have some reader questions, and we've got like 20 minutes before
Oh, we're
I'm going to
killing it.
get too tired. Yeah, we're nailing this. We're nailing this. We're so good at this. Okay. Um, let's see. There was a question that I asked that I took out of my questions because it was also
Oh,
a reader question.
I know which one it was.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to
You
do
are
it?
a huge Broadway fan. What was your first theater show and what's your favorite show?
Well, it's the same one. So Hamilton was
Awesome.
my first. So it's really funny. Holly and I were in Scotland, and this random old man came up to us in this bar and started talking to us, and he was telling us about how he's like there to golf and his wife is off doing something else, and he's like, oh, like we just came up from London and we saw Wicked on the West End. And Holly looked at me when we were on the train that next day to go down to London, and she's like, do you want to go to a show? And I was like, okay. I was like, I didn't
That
really want to
was
see. It was literally that was literally the response. And so she's like, we're like looking at all the shows, and
I'm a
I had
big Broadway
heard
girl though. Like
I
that's
she
love
important.
yes,
Broadway.
Like
Yeah.
yes. And this, by the way, this is like rare Edinburgh. So like this was
Okay.
not long ago.
Yeah, I thought this was like a
uh-uh.
lifelong thing. This is
No.
No,
new?
this is
Yeah.
within the past year and a half.
49.
2 years. Like September
2 years,
Wow.
2 years, 2 years.
24. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've like turned this into like a thing that is like an essential part of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now it is.
Okay.
But it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I saw Hamilton was on the list, and I was like, I've heard of this. One of my friends in Colorado was like obsessed with Hamilton and was telling me about it back when I was living there like a few years prior. And I was like, okay, if we go see one, can we go see this one instead? And
Absolutely.
she's like, absolutely. And we're sitting there and we're watching it, and I had no idea what to expect. I went in blind.
Wow. You knew nothing. Oh my God.
Nothing. And
Okay.
so we're in I remember vividly we're sitting there and we're in the middle of Satisfied, and I looked over at Holly and I'm like, "Oh, I'm in this. Like, I'm here." And then, wait for it happens, like, right after, and I look at her and
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm freaking here. Like, I am in this." And Hamilton has been my favorite ever since. I've seen it 13 times live,
Wow. Oh my god.
We saw it
whether it
twice
be
in London.
that
Oh
week.
my
That week.
god.
Yeah. We went to 4 shows that week in London. Hamilton
So when you
twice,
were in
Haiti.
it, you were like,
Yeah.
"I'm in
Yeah,
this. This is
yeah.
this is it now. This is my life."
I have, like, a Broadway theater thing for the next season for Portland, like, we're in it.
Wow.
It's but Hadestown is definitely, like, a number 2, like, very close number 2. So,
Good. Yeah. I
yeah,
I mean, that was the one I knew about,
because
but
of Playing
yeah.
Dirty, so
Yeah. I love
and I
that.
threw that in
That
there
one is
for
my
Holly.
favorite.
Yes, I threw it in for Holly because it's her favorite, so
That is my
Oh,
and it was,
that's
favorite.
like,
fun.
very unintentional because I had noticed that, like, there was this theme in the book where I was like, "They keep turning around a lot."
It
But it
was
was only, like,
perfect.
so, like, and I was like, "Wow." Like, it was almost like it ended up in there on accident, um, but it worked out really, really well, and I was planning to set up for his I guess, we'll talk about this, but I'm not making promises. Plain Dirty is set up for Madden's friends to have books. I did it intentionally. So people asking
Okay.
for it is for a reason because I did set it up.
Yeah.
Um, because I would love to write a theater boy. Vaughn would be so fun to write.
Love a theater boy.
But yeah, so it all just kind of worked out that way in
Yeah. I
my
didn't
love
find
of
out
theater.
until I was, like, almost done with the book, and when I realized that what was happening, I, like, yeah, blew my mind.
And like
Like, I don't do star ratings, but if I did, I would add 10 stars for that alone.
yeah, when it was like the moment I realized it too, because it was so funny because I was doing my like it wasn't quite a reread, but actually because I normally don't reread the book before it's finished. But because we were having issues near that moment, like with the
Uh-huh.
theater and like the climax and everything, I had to go back and I reread up and through like it was like 25 or something like that. And I know that's when I noticed it. And I was like, oh, because in the beginning, like when they're enemies, they're not. They just walk away. And when
Yeah.
they start catching feelings, they start turning around. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Okay. We can work with this because I think I was gonna actually have the book be or the play be next to normal. I think, Holly, we were talking about that,
Yeah,
right?
we did do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it ended up being Hadestown when I noticed that, and I was like, "Okay, we're gonna switch this around,"
You're
and
doing this. I loved
yeah,
it. Love that. Um, okay, let's see what are these other questions. How do you come up with the names for your characters?
I just have a running list.
You just have a
I
list and you pick
liter
one off
liter
the list?
literally, let me just, like, the people who aren't watching aren't gonna see this, but I'm just gonna pull up my character name list on here on my phone in my notes app, and it is astronomically long.
Wow, it's just
I
names
will
you like?
Yeah, just names that I like, and it's usually just first names, and then I do have, like, a last names portion in it. Um, but it's kinda just wherever we end up,
Oh my
like
gosh,
and
yeah.
so then I check the ones I use, whether it's a side character or not. There's the last names. Like, it's just
Wow, okay.
and it's just whatever fits the character, whether because the characters form so different in my head depending on the book. I can sometimes it's the character's personality that I know, and I don't know their name. Sometimes I know their like what they look like. I'm like, do you look like a Theo? Do you look like a Madden? Like
So you kinda
so.
try them on to see, like, what
Hmm. Absolutely, and I also pairing them together. How do they
Okay,
sound
what
together?
sounds good as a couple?
Because yes, like, not even, like, a ship name, but, like, a okay, River and Rain.
Well,
like they sound good
obviously, yeah.
together.
Yeah.
So, but like I won't do, like if we have they won't end with the same like sound, if that makes sense. Like I try not to have
Yes.
like it wouldn't be like a Holden and a Logan. They
That would
wouldn't end up
be
like
no.
too much.
Mm-mm.
It'd be too
Yeah,
much.
that's too much.
So I kind of try to pair them together that way. But otherwise, it's just kind of whatever I'm feeling at the time and we just go for it.
I
Off the
love that.
list.
That is so cool. And I got to see the list.
You
Um
did. The massive
uh
list.
let's see. I feel like we kind of talked about some of these. Um Do you have a favorite couple or character? I feel like authors hate answering this question, so I wasn't gonna ask it, but a reader
You
asked
do.
it, so I'll ask it
Cannon and
anyways.
Easton, you do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you kinda
Cannon and
answered that a
Easton.
little.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is,
That
most
book's
people who have been
amazing.
around, well, people who have been around for a little bit, like know that. And I think it's just because it's such a special book, and I relate so deeply to both of them in different ways. Um, but yeah, I don't think that I will ever have a couple that I love more than them. I
Don't
hope
say that.
so. I hope so, but I don't think so. I think that
Yeah.
they're solidified in that top spot. Single character that I love, that's such a hard one because
Yeah.
it used to be River. Like it used to just be River 10 toes down, but I think now that I have so many of them that I'm just like I don't know how to pick one.
Right.
Like I love Quentin. I I love Camden. I love Camden. And that is a sentence I never thought I would say, but I really, really love his
Very funny.
character. So I think it's just it just is depends on the moment, but couple, it'll probably always be Kenan and Easton. So
Oh. Um, this is very specific. What's your favorite Quentin and Oakley scene?
oh God. God. It's a scene that, well, if I'm gonna be real, if I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a scene that isn't written. Um,
Oh, well then tell us.
well, it's technically written. This
It
is really hard
exists?
because in a way, okay, it's a scene that I see. I don't even think Holly knows the answer to this because I don't think Holly has even
Yeah,
read
Holly's
this because
face right now.
this was added last minute to Fake Shot. But there's a scene in Fake Shot with Quentin, with Oakley specifically. Quentin isn't even in the room, but I picture the scene of it happening, not on page. Like I can see it in my head. Are you following what I'm saying? Kind of like
Kind of, yes.
it's,
Continue.
and
This is
so it
this is real
is.
time what it looks like when she's telling me things that come into her head. It's me just like,
Your
okay,
face
sure.
right
Yeah.
now.
So
Continue.
like it's not written on page for readers to read, but I see it in my head. You only see the aftermath of it, if that makes sense.
Well, share
But
with the
it's
class.
well, I can't tell you because it's in Fake Shot and the book's not out.
Oh no. Oh, we should have
It will be by
well, we
then.
yeah, I was gonna
When
say
is
we
this
can put
releasing?
this out after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever Holly
Fake
gets
Shot comes
it
out
together.
Tuesday. This comes out Thursday. Gives people
Oh
2 days.
God. Okay, well, when you cut this, anyone who's listening, if you haven't read Fake Shot yet, stop
Spoiler
listening.
alert.
Spoiler
Holly,
alert, whatever
put
it
a
might
like
be.
spoiler alert thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so the scene basically is it is Quentin and Oakley's wedding. And it is I added this. So there's a scene where Camden comes in and like it's Oakley getting ready in his own room and all the guys are there. Like the roommates are there. So it's Theo, Holden and Phoenix, and now Camden. And then Logan is going to be coming in, but he's not in the room yet. And Cam did something stupid the night before and everyone's giving him crap. And he's trying to take the heat off of him and he's looking over at Oakley who's getting ready and he's tying his shoes and he's like, is this my dyslexia or do your socks say trophy husband on them? And it's that the scene that isn't written is the scene where he gets the socks and
Oh.
the note that said in the note that came with it, it says for good luck and so your feet don't get cold
Shut up.
because of their supposition. So
I
that was
love
added.
that.
Holly hasn't even read that. That was added last minute. But
Aw.
so like I just can viscerally picture the moment Oakley opens this box that Quentin gives him, because it just is such a full circle moment for
I
them.
need to read that immediately.
So,
What
but
the heck?
on page moment like that you get to see, I would definitely say I think the Ferris wheel scene where you kind of get a really good glimpse into Quentin's upbringing and his life, where he finally really opens up to Oakley. I really love that scene. So, but
Good.
Hard
yeah,
agree.
so
Hard agree.
I don't know. I feel like you can't answer some of these.
That's what I was just
Okay,
why?
did
thinking.
you vet did you vet these, Holly?
I
Like, did
did.
you make sure I could answer these or
I
ask
did
these?
vet them.
Okay,
Well, one of
okay.
them you just answered, kind of.
Yeah, I feel like
Which
we've
is
kind of answered. I feel like we've answered bits and pieces of what's left.
Are there
Someone's
going to
asked.
be any more Reckless Gangs books?
no, probably not. I know a lot of people asked for me to age Elijah up and give him a book. And if I did, he would be with one of the twins. Um, I forget which twin. I think it's Colton. I can't remember, but I think it's him. But I don't have any intention of writing it, because I have found that 2 books is a great number for like straight up like these are related. Like, and you may not notice it yet because of what I have out, but other things have planned to have a partner book with them. So like a nice little pairing, because it makes a cute little omnibus or a flip book. Like it's just like
Right,
2 is a
yeah.
great
It's a
number, and I don't get
reasonable
stressed
amount.
out. Yeah, I don't get
Yeah.
stressed out with 2. Even
There's
3 would be
less Sid the
fine.
Sloth.
Yes, less Sid the Sloth.
There's less Sid the Sloth.
We want to minimize your stress. Um,
So,
well, if I can, have you decided on your next trope after late meal?
next trope?
Yeah, what trope will you
Um,
be writing? Or tropes? Will there be soup in your book?
no soup. I clearly haven't listened to the episode, so I don't know
I
about the soup
mean,
thing.
I can give you details and you'll want to write it.
Is this like a hurt comfort soup type of thing,
It's
Yeah,
or
her
like
like
thing.
okay,
caretaking.
okay,
Caretaking.
okay? That's
Yeah.
kind of what I assumed.
Yeah.
It's like a you bought me gloves. This is you brought me soup
Yeah,
type
you
of,
brought me
yeah.
soup, or he made me
Okay,
soup,
gotcha.
or he called his mom and like got his childhood recipe and made it for
Recipe.
him. That's the
Okay,
ultimate soup.
You
That's
know
like
who would
okay.
top
make
tier soup.
soup? You know
Who?
who would make soup?
Who?
Rain. Rain would make soup for sure. Um, Aspen
Camden.
would make soup, but would make
Camden.
soup.
Yes.
Camden would make
Yes.
soup. Um,
They can get takeout
Avery.
soup too. It doesn't have to be. They don't have to
Homemade.
make the soup. There just has to
Avery
be
would get takeout.
soup, and one of them
Avery would
needs to
get.
like need the soup. Yeah, takeout soup's okay.
Avery
Takeout
would get
soup's
Okay.
takeout
allowed.
soup. Um, I do fear those would be the only ones.
Cannon. Cannon would. Cannon.
Cannon would
Yeah, for
try really hard to
sure.
make soup, but I don't know how it would
I
turn
don't know if
out.
Cannon.
He would
Yeah.
buy it. He would buy it, but he would buy it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Cannon is Easton's soup. Am I wrong though?
No. No.
he
Let's
is
be
the soup.
honest. He is the soup.
He is the soup.
And not in a like in a sexual way. Just literally like him as a human being
No,
is
I
the
knew
soup.
exactly what you meant when you said that. I knew what you meant.
I just overthought what I said. I'm like, oh, this
You
could go
did.
over easy anyway.
I knew what you meant.
I can
I
just
forgot what
vividly picture
question I asked you now. We've
Tropes.
gone
It was tropes.
Oh.
Roman and
I
Hale
mean,
and soup. Can you imagine? I need you to visualize this with me for just a second. Roman and Hale having a caretaking moment. And Roman says to Hale, I would like some soup. And Hale would say, fuck off.
go get it yourself.
And
If that
that's
is me, by the way, guys.
that's the
that
third.
is that is me answer.
Anyway,
Yeah,
trope.
I
Sorry.
think no, you're good. I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it. I'll talk about
Why?
generalized tropes that are not the specific book that I'm currently writing. So I really want to write um best friend's brother, like for real, because I
Oh,
think people are labeling this as best friend's brother fake shot. It's not. Like they're friends, but like it's not like Holden and Logan. Like Holden is Oakley's best friend. It's very different. So best friend's brother is definitely high up on my list. I'm a sucker for a one bed trope, so I'm gonna keep
you
writing
gotta
that
do one
all
bed.
day.
Yeah.
One
Yep.
bed. I think God, it's so hard because I feel like I've written all the oh, love triangle. Like a real love triangle.
A
Like
true love triangle.
I cannot wait to write a true love triangle. I
I do
want
love
to hurt
a
everybody.
well written love triangle.
Honestly, I would love to write a love triangle where the two in the triangle trying to get third person end up together instead. That's the
Ooh,
that's the love triangle I want to write.
I like that.
That was
That's
also
good.
how Caught Stealing was kind of going to be
Okay.
originally.
Okay.
Yeah, because they yeah, because
See,
they
I
oh
feel like that.
yeah, I don't know.
I think you
It's
should do it. If you need a hype girl, I will hype up every idea you've ever had. That sounds amazing. You need to write that.
yeah, love triangle for sure. That is super high up on the list. So, but obviously love triangle like generally comes cheating, which we all know I will not shy away from a cheating trope. I love a cheating trope. Um it would just I probably wouldn't frame it as like a true relationship. It'd be like, we're testing the waters with both and
Yeah.
gonna pick, we're vying for this. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, just kidding. I like you more.
You actually like you. I think
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So I think that's like definitely like the peak, like something I haven't written before, what I would want to write.
But not age gap.
Um,
But not age gap.
not age gap.
Not
Not age
age
gap. And
gap.
not
It's
Omega
okay.
Not single
Sorry,
dad.
friends.
No mpreg, no single
No
dad. I will.
Omegaverse.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so funny because it's like I would write lots of crazy things that readers don't want to read, but I will not write age gap. I don't know, guys. I don't make the rules to my brain. That's just how it works.
It's fair. It's
So
fair.
there are
Um,
exceptions, though. So.
Holly, did I miss any? I don't know if I missed.
No, I think that's it. Is there
I think
anything
I
else you
got
would
it.
like anyone to know?
Yeah. What do you want to just tell us?
Tell us something.
Parting words.
I don't know. I don't really have any like party words of advice, party words of just you want tea? What are we?
What? Just whatever. Whatever you got. We're consummate professionals and just letting you talk. So I ran out of questions.
Um, I don't know. I don't really think I have anything else that's like
There's
pressing that I want
nothing
to
that
talk
you're like,
about.
per, like, there's nothing that you're working on,
I mean, like I'm
that you can be
You're
like,
working.
just dabbling. You're dabbling.
right.
Yeah, we're just like kind of like touching on things. I think that
You're
I have a
enjoying being
like
done.
yeah, I think right now I'm just well, that's funny because I have my document open. Like I'm actively it's so funny. I finished Fake Shot and through the end of Fake Shot, the last 10,000 words made me want to actually quit writing, quit everything in
Glad
life.
you didn't.
But I as soon as I finished it and I was like done and I finally finished the damn epilogue, I was like, I have a new sense of joy in life. I am ready to write. Let's write something else. And so I think that newfound it's like I just needed to like close this chapter and I finally am like yes we can breathe, we are feeling creative, we have the drive to write, which that is for me it's not like the it's not the even motivation, it's just like because it all lives so vividly in my head and because I do know what's going to happen for the most part, it's like well it's already in my head, why do I have to write it?
Right. It's there. You have
Like,
to get
why
it
can't the
out.
reader
And that's
like,
the
can't the
boring
reader
part.
Yeah, like, why can't the reader just, like, plug into my brain and just watch it like I do? Like, that's silly. So, I think the biggest thing is, like, I might be done with this world like, this series. You're not gonna say goodbye to these characters. They're gonna pop up. I mean, we have so many cameos in Fake Shot, whether it be just mention or on-page cameo. You have so many, and they're not gonna go away. We're gonna be seeing them again. If I do end up writing the core 4 books with Madden's friends, obviously, you're gonna be seeing Madden, and Theo, so there's that. But I just you're like, they're not going away, and I think that's important because this is I know it's a very well-loved series, so, and anything that does come, even if it's like it's not gonna be college, it's not gonna be sports necessarily. I think the next few books that I write won't be sports related in any capacity. It's gonna be a lot more like characters my age, late 20s, early 30s, kind of like more adult rather than your new adult college. Cause I just think I'm living in the mind of 22-year-old boys is really hard sometimes.
I can
Like, it's
imagine.
fun when they get to do the fun, dumb things, but like actually like understanding their thought processes is kind of hard now. Like, when I started the series, I was 25 years old. Like, I was not very far removed from that
Right.
age. Now it's a little different. So, a little bit older characters are coming. Yeah, I
More so
think
the soft crash outs.
yeah, lots of those, I'm
Lots
sure.
of
Even the
those.
books that I'm excited to write, I'm sure I'll be having them. Just watch me planning this urban fantasy crashing out to Holly on the daily, like, but how does this work? Why would this happen?
But
She's
you
gonna be
get to
like, I
just
don't
make
know.
it up. You get to make it up.
I mean, but you're
That's
still within the confines of the real
gravity
world.
and yeah,
Well,
art.
that too.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess.
So I think, yeah, it's lots of fun things, lots of things I'm excited for. I think that's the biggest thing that I hope readers are excited about because it's not that I don't love Leighton, but again, like that pressure of Leighton took some of the fun and joy out of writing it. So, and even the same with Never Will I Ever, because it was such a like long awaited thing. And I had never even planned to write that book in the first place until I did that anthology. So having all of these like expectations and the pressure sitting there kind of takes that joy away. And so I think now that we're in a place where I'm like, okay, we can do anything.
You're
Sky's the
free.
limit. I could go right out. What was it? The Mpreg Omega verse
You can write
age gap
Yes.
MMM.
Omegaverse.
Yeah,
And
like
and I encourage you to do so if you feel led that way.
You feel called.
With
yeah.
a soup scene, with and
Yeah.
make them detectives. That would
Yes,
be
why not?
great.
So,
This was
but
really
you
just Jordan asking for things. This whole episode.
yeah.
This is my thing.
Just Jordan asking for
She's like,
things.
"This is what I want from every author I ever interview. I'm just gonna
Yes.
ask for what I
If
want from
everyone
them
can
every
do
time."
that, be great. Yes.
So, yeah.
Those were
Lots
good
of
parting words. I feel like that was very inspirational.
That's good because we're really bad at an outro.
That's true.
bad at
So
an
we're just
intro,
gonna
bad at an
end on
outro.
that. You can cut the part where I beg for the Soup Omegaverse detective. Just cut that out and
I'm
end on
begging for
the
very specific.
inspirational words.
We'll end on Fake Shot comes out Tuesday, and this comes
Yes!
out Thursday, so it will already be out.
It will already be out and available
So if you
wherever
haven't read it,
books are
go get
sold.
it wherever books are sold.
Yes.
Yes, and you should go get
Crazy
it.
to
Okay,
think.
yeah,
Exciting stuff.
it actually is. Okay, that's all. That's all we
Thank you
have.
for joining us. This
Yes,
was
thank you
great.
for having me.
Bearing with us while we figure out how to interview an author, but I think
We'll make you come back
we
when
did
we're
it.
better at this.
Hey, I'm good with it being super informal. It means I get to, let my freak flag fly or whatever they say.
On that note, bye everybody.
On that note,
On that
thanks
note,
for
bye.
joining us.
Yes.
Okay, love you. Bye. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.